righty. Good morning. Find your comfortable seat. I think I like this, the light behind it better. It just seems to look brighter overall. So find a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. I got a new book. This says Yoga for Low Back and Hip Health. So we're going to utilize some of that, not a lot of it, but some of that today. Some more hip stuff, because we all know we need it. All right, so sit up nice and tall. Find your neutral spine. So if you need to wiggle around a little bit, find that comfortable equal position between both sit bones from side to side, and then from your pubic bone in front to your tailbone in back. You should find a balance between all four of those positions. And then if you have a wobbly chair like me, your chair's wobbling a little bit back and forth. Find your breath, close your eyes, take your awareness inward to your body. Today we're going to also learn a new breathing technique. So, breathing through alternate nostrils. So you're going to utilize one of your hands and you're going to plug one side of your nose. If you have a cold, this isn't going to work so well if you're stuffy. But if you still breathe, it will work. So you're going to plug your right nostril and you're going to inhale through your left. Then you're going to switch, plug your left, exhale through your right. Inhale through the right. Plug the right, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Plug the left, exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Plug it and exhale through the left. And while I talk, I want you to do those, about 5 more of those breaths on your own. So your right and left nostrils have to do with your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight. It's anxiety driven, it's high energy. So breathing out of in and out of your left nostril actually activates your parasympathetic, and breathing out of your right nostril activates the sympathetic. So sympathetic is fight or flight, and parasympathetic is rest and digest. All of the things that happen in your body without you having to participate. As far as your digestion, your heart rate, your lung capacity, your digestion of food, your monthly cycle or lack thereof, all that is part of the parasympathetic. And you want to find balance between the two. So if you find yourself a little anxious or a little excited, you can breathe in this manner to bring it back into balance. Or you could just utilize breathing in and out of one nostril, just plugging one side. So the way I remember it is, if I want to rest, I go to the left. So if I want to do the parasympathetic rest, go to the left. If I want to wake up, I go to the right. It sounds odd. That's how I remember it. So I challenge you to practice that this week. Bring yourself to your breath through both nostrils. Root through your sit bones, lengthen through the crown of your head. today we're going to continue our practice. We're working with our hip health, our low back health, and the idea of sympathetic and parasympathetic. We hold tension in our hip area, in our groin area. Stretching that out can help relieve some tension and anxiety as well. So I want you to drop your right ear to the right side, and I want you to flip your left palm up. Still keep it on your lap, but flip it and work to put your open up through your thumb on your left hand. Just that little motion, you should feel more stretch in your neck. Take a couple of breaths. And I want you to start lifting your arm forward, straightening it. Palm is up. And then I just want you to start opening it to the side, leading with your thumb, right at shoulder level. Slowly lower down with your palm up. Really nice and slow. Feel the stretch through your shoulder, chest, neck. Palm is still facing in an up or left position. It may have rotated slightly forward depending on your joint. And then just rotate your palm inward, shake it out a little bit. Tuck your chin and gently roll your head forward. Return your left hand to your lap. Lift your head back up to neutral. And just take about 3 breaths to recenter, to monitor the difference between your left and right body. And then drop your left ear to the left side. Flip your right palm over, palm faces the ceiling. Breathe into the right side of your neck. And begin lifting your arm, palm remains up. Lift it forward to shoulder level. Then start moving it to the outside. Lead with your thumb. Keeping it at shoulder level. Then very slowly lower it down. Remain palm to ceiling. Continue to breathe. Go really annoyingly slow. Till it's all the way down by your side. And then rotate your palm in. Just let it hang there for a minute. Tuck your chin and roll your head forward. Pause in the center, return your hand to your lap. Keeping your head forward, open up the back of your neck. Tuck your chin in close, squeezing in through your voice box, start rolling it up to center. Through center, lift your chin to the ceiling. And we're not moving our body, we're just moving through our neck right now. Jut your chin out forward as you scoop it back down. All the way into your chest, squeeze into your voice box, roll it up. All the way up, chin to ceiling. Keeping your body relaxed. And then jut it out forward as you scoop it out. down and in, all the way down to your chest. Squeeze through your throat. Start to bring it back up. This time, as you bring your chin up, I want you to reach your whole body, like you're sitting up on the very tippy tip of your sit bones, reaching through your chin. Stay tall in your body, stay activated, and then jut your chin forward, scooping it out, squeezing it into your voice box, rolling it back at the center. Chin starts to lift, re-energizing and reaching through the chin, lifting up onto the tip of your sit bones, jut it out, scoop it. Draw it into your chest, relax your body, and bring it back up to neutral. Turn your head to the right. Bring your left hand at the shoulder, press away, stop sign. Going the opposite direction of your head. Soft elbow. Breathe. Tuck your chin down towards your shoulder and slowly start lowering your wrist on the left side. Nice and slow. Breathe through it. Don't try and make it one breath motion. Go ahead and do several breaths. All the way down next to your body. And then relax, shake out that arm. Bring your chin back up. Hand in your lap, rotate your chin, head over to the left side. Make sure you remain tall in your spine. Right hand comes up to your shoulder. Press away on the right side, stop sign. Breathe. Slowly lower down. Make it last a good 3 breaths. Keeping energy in your hands, fingers lifted. Chin's tucked. All the way down to your side body. Shake it out a little bit. Lift your chin back up, return your hand to your lap, and bring your head to center. Just do a little shoulder roll. Forward, back, side to side, whatever feels good. Roll your neck a little if you want to. Whatever it feels like your body wants to do. We're going to do some hand stuff. Work on some hand stuff. So I want you to line up underneath the joints, right underneath your fingers. Line all those up on your palms, and then wide fingers. The fingers are actually pulled back away from each other, but your palm is sealed together to start with. And then try to do one at a time. Pinky, ring comes together, middle comes together, index comes together, thumbs come together. Press down, open elbows, but don't allow the seal at the bottom of your palm to open. Energize through your shoulders, as if you're using your shoulder muscles to squeeze your hands together. Then open the seal at the bottom of your palm, keep the seal at the top of your palm, stretch through your fingers. And I want you to take your finger, like your index finger towards your chest, and then rotate so that your pinky goes towards the floor. Thumb and index towards the chest, pinky towards the floor. Do that 2 more times. Chest to floor, and chest to floor. And seal your lower palm back together. Bring your elbows back together. Relax your shoulders, kind of in the prayer position, but wide fingers. And then you're going to interlace your fingers, making a one big double fist. There's one direction that's more natural than the other. We're going to do it both ways. So I have you double fist. I want you to flip your hands over and show me your palms, keeping all of your fingers interlaced. Elbows are soft. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, round your back and push the soles of your fingers. Push them forward. Pull your belly into your spine. Inhale, start sitting up, stacking your spine. Hands come up overhead. Flip your palms, release, exhale, let your arms float down. Now remember which fingers you had on top, and do the other direction, the weird feeling direction. I don't know if it has the actual name, but it's the weird feeling direction. That's our technical term for it. So interlace your fingers, sit up tall, relax your shoulders, elbows, neck. You're going to start flipping your fingers, press through. Get my ring out of the way. Energize through the arms. Elbows are slightly bent, so they're not locking out. Deep breath. Exhale, press, shoulders go forward, round the back, pull the belly into the spine, lengthen through your arms and the crown of your head. Pull that belly in, inhale, start coming up, stack your spine, one vertebrae on top of the other. Hands right over your head before you flip them over and relax down. Nice and slow, let them float. Open them up, so you open up your chest. And relax. Pull your shoulders, check your neck, whatever feels good. I'm going to do some of the seated postures from that book we're going to do first. So I'm going to just come off the back of my chair. You can remain on the back of your chair if you want to, but I want you to take your legs wide. And we did a version of this Tuesday, whatever day that was. I want you to take your hands and put your fingers pointing inwards. And we're going to lean slightly forward, but I want you to have your tall spine. So make sure you're pulling your belly in and lengthening through your spine. Leaning forward just a little bit. Feel a little bit more weight to the front part of your thighs. It's not so much on your back sit bones anymore. And from this position, you're going to cat-cow like this. So you're going to take a deep breath to start. Exhale, round your back, drop your head. Pull your belly in. Inhale, lift your head. Chest comes forward, rock forward on your sit bones. And just look a little up, don't crane your neck too much. Exhale, draw the belly in, round the spine. Rock back on your sit bones. Inhale, open. Just look up slightly, soft gaze. Exhale, close in. Inhale, open up. Draw your shoulder blades together in the back. Exhale, close it in. I want you to do 2 more breaths. Try and make them a tiny bit bigger than they were the last time. Maybe as you release all that last bit of air, have like a little body squeeze in that position. And as you've inhaled as much air as you can, you just do a little squeeze of the muscles before you start your next inhalation or exhalation. Once you finish your 2 breaths, come back up to tall spine. All the way up. Relax your shoulders. Have yourself centered on your sit bones, side to side, and then front to back, pubic and tailbone. Right arm, palm up, inhale up. And gently lean left slightly. Stay tall. Don't put any weight on this hand so you don't squish into that side of your body. Rotate your head, look through your armpit or through your elbow, whichever is more appropriate for you. Then rotate your palm, face the ceiling. Open your shoulder a little bit more. Turn your torso like you're going to turn your heart towards the ceiling. And slowly exhale, opening up to the chest. Relax and rotate back to center. That makes sense. On the left side, palm up. Inhale up. Lengthen, lean to the right slightly. Don't put any weight on the right hand. It's just a tiny lean. Turn your head and look through your armpit. Flip your hand to the ceiling. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, start rotating your heart towards the left as you bring that arm down, opening through your chest a little bit and getting a little spinal rotation. And then bring yourself back to the center. And just kind of rock side to side, roll around a little bit. We're going to do it one more time. So if you didn't get it right the first time, you get another chance. Right hand, palm up. Inhale up. Lean left slightly. No weight on the left side. Lengthen through the right side. Rotate your palm to ceiling. Turning your head. Deep breath. Exhale, rotate your heart to the right. Start lowering your right arm kind of back behind you so you feel that stretch in the shoulder, chest, all the way to the side and then back to center. Realign, sit up tall. Other side. Left palm up. Inhale up. Gentle lean to the right. Turn your head to the left. Flip your palm to ceiling. Deep breath. Exhale, turning heart to the left slightly as you start to bring the left arm down and around behind. Bring yourself back to center, nice and gentle. And roll or move or whatever you feel comfortable doing. We're going to do, instead of doing child's pose on the floor, we're going to do a child's pose in the chair, modified child's pose. So child's pose on the floor is when you are on your knees, you push your butt back and you just you're kind of like this, but you're on the floor and it puts some pressure on your knees. So you have a couple of choices. You can put your feet directly underneath, lying down, or you can open them a little bit wider like we do for wide leg, and we're going to just do like a waterfall forward. So I'm going to do mine with my feet together. So you're going to take a deep breath, inhale, lengthen up, draw your belly in, lengthen through your spine, exhale, bring yourself forward, reach out, and then round down. And hang over your legs or in between your legs if you want to do it open-legged. If this bothers your back at all, you can always put a pillow up underneath your chest or your belly, because I want you to be able to just let it hang. Let your head hang, let your arms hang. Squeeze your butt, pull your belly in. Start stacking one vertebrae at a time. Slowly rolling yourself all the way up. The head is the last thing to start coming up on top of the spine. We're going to do one more deep breath up. Really draw that belly in so you can lengthen up tall, come forward, lengthen out the entire time, and then round over. When you round over, it should push that last bit of air out of your body. Squeeze your butt, pull that belly in really tight into your spine, and start to slowly roll one vertebrae at a time. Like a rag doll, rolling yourself up. All the way to the top. And relax your shoulders. We're going to come up and do a a lunge for our balance. So I want you to come up and be on we're going to be on our mat like so. So if you want to flip your chair so you have the top of your chair or be up against the countertop or the back of the couch, so you can hold on to something so that you can be in this type of position. I'll give you a couple seconds to get yourself situated so that I can have a drink of tea. So before you get in your lunge position, what I want you to do is I want you to have your feet right underneath your hips. So when we get in our lunge, you're going to maintain this hip distance width because this is stable. You don't want to have one foot lined up in front of the other foot or it makes you wobble. So we're going to maintain hip width distance, if that makes sense. So wherever side your chair is on, I want you to step that same foot forward. And then just kind of scooch the back of the back a little bit more until you are able to put your heel on the floor. And make sure that you're still hip width apart, that you're not rotated. Down there and check. So both feet are planted firmly into the mat. As far open as you can, and you hold on to whatever you need to hold on to maintain your balance. I want you to draw your belly button into your spine. You're going to feel a pull right through there when you do that. It might make you wobbly. And then you're going to take that front knee and you're going to slowly start to bend it to where it's right over your ankle. And that's where you're going to pause and hold. Now the arm, if you're not using the chair, you can put your hands on your hip, so you can put your other hand on your hip. And think of pressing your hip towards the floor and lengthening your crown towards the ceiling. And at the same time, that draws the abs into your spine. Hold for 2 nice, even breaths. Slowly start to straighten that leg. And come up on your toes on the back foot and draw it up. Shake them out. Walk it out a little bit. I'm going to turn the other direction to do the other leg. So the leg closest to whatever you're holding on is going to be the one in front. All right. So I'm going to step my front foot forward, the one closest to my holding on. Check my posture, make sure my feet are hip width apart, and then I'm just going to kind of scooch it back. Scooch it back, set my heel down, make sure that I can still touch comfortably. You may have a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of stretch when you're getting situated, but I don't want a huge stretch because we're going to intensify it. Once you get your feet planted, draw that belly into your spine, which is going to make you squeeze through that glute, lengthen through your crown. Slowly start bending that front knee so that it's right over the ankle. It's not too far inward, it's not too far out. You should still be able to see your big toe. Put your hands on your hips if you like, or one hand. And think of pressing your hips towards the floor and lengthening your crown towards the ceiling. And that automatically gives you a little more draw in of the abs. Stretching through the front of your thigh, really good for your back and your hip. Slowly start straightening that knee. Come up on your toes in the back, weight to the front foot, and start sliding it forward and shake them out. I know we held that for a while. All right. I'm going to flip my chair to the front. You're going to stand in front of your chair with your legs a little as wide as you feel comfortable. And what I want you to do is I want you to pigeon toe your toes inward. Have your heels further out than your toes. So it's gonna feel funny. It's okay, it's gonna get the right muscle this way. So pigeon toe your toes in, heels out. Hinge right here, come forward. Use the chair to hold on to. Make sure that your hips are lined up with your feet, so you're not too far forward and you're not too far back. If you're not feeling any stretch on your inner thigh as well as your outer calf, walk those feet out a tiny bit more. Another way to feel it if you're not feeling much is that you can take your hands to the floor or to something lower. It doesn't have to be all the way to the floor, to something lower. And I want you to energize through your thighs. So squeeze through your thighs. Breathe, lengthen through your spine. Hold for nice 2 deep breaths. Keep your glutes squeezing, your thighs squeezing. Feel the stretch down your thighs, down your calves. And walk both hands over to the right. Don't move your hips. Over to the right side of your chair. And then take both hands over to the left side of your chair. And bring them back to the center. Gently heel toe, walk your feet all the way in together. Your hands are still on the chair. You can either put the forehead on the chair now or the elbows. Or if you want to do forward fold, you're not using a chair, you can just hang there. Whichever is more comfortable, whichever you want to do. Soft knees, bend in your knees so it releases the back of your thighs. Bend your knees a little bit more. Squeeze your butt, pull your belly in, start rounding yourself up. And relax, shake out your legs, and we're going to go to the floor. Get my stuff out of the way, get my camera fixed so you can see the floor. Make sure that I didn't miss, since I'm going by memory here. We are going to use a strap. And I think that's it. Ooh, Mama's having a hot flash. Fun stuff. Going to lay on our back. Draw your knees in. You can either roll side to side or you can put your feet on the floor and flop. Just for a moment. Ground ourselves to the floor. Find a comfortable position. Hips and knees are lined up. Hips and shoulders are lined up. Using strap or a scarf or a dog leash even. These all work as straps. Towel. Somebody told me about the dog leash thing and it didn't dawn on me because, you know, I just don't have dog leashes hanging around my house, but some of y'all might. So I want you to lasso your right foot. Put your left foot on the floor, sole of your foot. Find your balance point. And we did a little bit of this on Tuesday, but we're going to do something a little bit different. Just a tad bit different. So we're going to go ahead and straighten out our left leg. Go ahead and allow it to relax. some reason I just don't feel straight today. Maybe I'm not. It's just one of those things. Find your balance point. And we're going to roll our hips to the left. And keeping that leg, both legs are lined up, kind of in an L shape. The hips are in the position that they're in, and you're going to roll your hips all the way over up onto your left hip. And just continue that shape with your legs. And you have a little twist in your spine. Have that right leg up there. Whatever you need to do with that strap to hold it up there. Stretching from this hip all the way down that leg on both sides, really. I get inner and outer. And when you're ready, roll your hips together, keep them together. Come back to center. Find your balance point. This time, instead of taking our leg straight out to the side, I want you to take it up a little bit more at an angle. So you're definitely not probably going to reach a 45-degree angle, but that's kind of the idea. So for me, that means drawing it, pulling it in a little bit, and then bringing it over. So it's more at an angle. It's not, if I was had it straight out to the side, it would be further down. So we're doing a different muscle group by bringing it up at an angle instead of straight to the side. Engage the left thigh to help maintain your stability on that side. Breathe. This is a more intense stretch than we usually do. So to get out of it, we're going to make it easier. We're going to just bend that knee and draw the knee in. It's easier than trying to bring that big, heavy, straight leg up. And then go ahead and straighten your foot back to the ceiling. And I want you to point your toe and flex your foot. Point and flex. Point and hold, and I want you to do circles about 10 inches in diameter with the tip of your big toe. The strap is really just kind of a guide. You're not really using it so much. Go the other direction. Make sure that your leg is doing the circle and not your arm. And relax, bend your knee, release the strap. And I just want you to hold the knee into your chest for a moment, either from your shin or from the back of your thigh. And just relax that leg. Breathe. And then I want you to take your left hand on the outside of that right thigh and roll your hips up on that left hip again with our bent knee. A little more relaxed version of our twist. You can put your foot on the floor. You can tuck your toes behind your left knee if you want to. Whatever feels good and comfortable. You can roll up against something so it's not so far over. Slowly roll yourself back. Realign your hips and shoulders. Put your right foot on the floor. Check your alignment. Scooch around. Get yourself centered if you're not. And we're going to start the other side. So take your strap, dog leash, whatever you got, and lasso the left foot. Lasso it up in the air. Find your balance point. And then straighten out your right leg. Find nice and balanced. Breathe. Keeping this L shape with our legs, we're going to slowly start to roll our hips to the right. Keep them stacked together. My left foot is not touching the floor. You could put something underneath that left leg to support it if you wanted to put a block or a pillow to give you a little support so it's not just hanging up there all by itself. Breathe. Find that breath. Slowly roll yourself back. Realign your spine. All right, we're going to go a little bit at that upper side angle to the left side. So draw it into your torso slightly as you start to take it to the outside. If you think about it, if you were or dated a cheerleader, was a cheerleader, saw a cheerleader, how they grab that foot and have it, that's kind of the position that we're looking at. You know, they can have that hand on that foot and it's up near your head. It's never been up near my head, just so you know. Even though I was a cheerleader, I wasn't a flexible cheerleader. Just think about that position. Breathe, one more breath. And then bend your knee, draw it in, release your strap, and just hold on to that knee for a moment, either from your shin or from the back of your thigh. Just hold it in for a moment and let your other leg relax. Breathe and release into your back, into that muscle that we stretched. Take your right hand on the outside of that thigh, one more roll to the right. Make sure the hips stay stacked together when you roll. You can roll against something. You can hook your foot behind your right knee so it kind of gives you a smaller twist. It releases some tension in your twist. This is your twist. I want you to get a benefit out of it and not struggle to get through it. So please modify it a little bit if you feel the need. Slowly roll back. Modify it to where you're feeling some benefit, but it's safe in your body. Realign your hips and shoulders, put both feet on the floor, draw your right one up. Walk the feet together so they're touching. And then I want you to slowly open your knees out, rolling into your feet so the soles of your feet touch. You can put something underneath your thighs if you need to. But then I want you to squeeze your glutes and tuck your back into the floor. If you feel like you're getting a cramp, that means you need some support underneath your thighs. Rolled up towel, cushion, pillow. Squeeze through your glutes, press your back flat. Breathe into your hips. We're engaging the back of our thighs, the glutes and the area, so that we can safely stretch the inner thigh. One more breath. Release your glutes. Straighten out your right leg. Straighten out your left leg. Slide your right foot up. Slide your left foot up. And there's the sound of Shavasana. So if you want to roll or flop a little bit before you settle yourself to release any tension you might feel in your hips. Find your Shavasana equipment, your eye pillow, pillows, bolsters, blankets. I know in some areas it might be starting to get a tad chilly. It's not by any means chilly here yet, but the edge of the heat has lifted. And it's humid as all get out because of the rain. But we feel a little bit of relief from the penetrating sun. Check your hips and shoulders lined up. Like I mentioned before, I'm seated for microphone purposes. Please feel free to do your traditional savasana on the floor. And find your breath. I want you to survey your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. Where do you feel you created some benefit today? Did you find a new posture that you like or greatly dislike? Did you find a new muscle or a new spot that you didn't expect? Just imagine each breath is kind of giving that new spot a little hug and a little rest and relaxation. How do your muscles feel physically on a physical level? Do you feel where they're touching the floor or the bolster, whatever you're using for your props? Do you feel the heaviness of your body? The complete relaxed weight of your body. The actual mass of your body without any emotional attachments. The heavy bones, skin, everything is just dead weight. It's a physical sense of weight. And now survey your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. And how do you feel emotionally today? Can you give yourself some kindness? Give your body a moment of rest. Give your heart a moment of rest. And give your mind a moment of rest. How is your breathing today? How is your monkey mind? Is it going off in all different directions? Can you gather it together? Can you bring it to the center? Can you focus your mind on your breath or my voice? Or something internal in your body. Feel the sweetness of the posture, the comfort in the moment of relaxation. We did the hard work, the stretch, the activation, the strengthening, holding. Now reap the benefit of just being. In yoga, they call that the activating the stira and the relaxation, the sukha. And how each yoga class, practice, posture You should find a balance between activation and sweetness, or relaxation, like becoming comfortable in a pose would be finding the sukha, while your muscles are working to hold your balance and your mind is working to focus. You still have a moment of sthira, or activation. And in your daily life, you should find a balance. Maybe you're the Energizer Bunny and you're just constantly moving, getting things done and helping and serving and being and doing. Are you taking that same amount of time and energy in your relaxation, in your sweetness, in the things you enjoy doing, just maybe sitting and reading a book, having a cup of coffee and looking out over the yard or kids playing? The sthira and sukha are both also representative of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. The high energy, anxious anger, and the sweet, deep breath of relaxation. Relaxing is not a word to think negatively of. Sometimes we think the busier we are, the more productive we are, the more useful we are, the more self-worth we have. But relaxation is not lazy. It's not negative. It's a time to repair and restore your body's supply of energy, to allow your digestion to take place. If you're constantly go, 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 all that energy that it takes, it comes from somewhere. It takes away from the digestion, from the repair of muscles, the repair of mind, the cell regeneration, rebuilding. So my challenge for you in the next 4 days is to just think about that. Where do you spend most of your days? Do you spend most of your day in the high energy, sthira part? And high energy doesn't mean you're running around. It could be all in your breath. It could be all in your anxiety. Or do you spend the majority of your day in the sukha, the hanging out, binge watching TV, reading books all day? Find your balance and see if you can make one tiny, minute change to balance those out. I want you to focus on your breath for 3 good breaths. And feel your heart beat in your chest as you breathe. Feel it pumping the blood to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Feel the physical heaviness of your body and release the emotional heaviness that you feel. On your next breath, As you exhale it, I want you to make it audible and just let it all out. Imagine just releasing anything that you don't need out of your breath. Bring your awareness to those fingers and toes and go ahead and wiggle them around. Roll your wrists and roll your ankles. Bend and straighten your elbows and your knees. Squeeze and release your glutes. Arch and flatten your spine. Shrug your shoulders. Turn your head side to side. Create a little movement, waking them back, muscles back up, joints, ligaments. On your next inhale, take those arms overhead, straighten out your legs. Stretch. And relax. Keeping your arms overhead, I want you to only stretch on your right side. Take your hip and shoulder away from each other and stretch. And relax. When you're ready, same thing on the left side. On an inhale, reach in opposite directions. And release. Gently draw one knee at a time into your chest. Give yourself a few rolls. When you're ready, roll over onto your side, stacking your shoulders, your hips, and your knees. Just take a good couple of breaths in that position. Allowing the blood flow to compensate for the movement. And then gently peel yourself up off of that mat, floor. Work your way into your seated position. Once you're seated, arms in your lap, shoulders over hips, drop your head forward, and just do a tiny no. And turn your head to the right as if you're laying your left ear on a pillow in front of you or on the desk or something in front of you. And then turn your head left. And bring your head back to center. Lift your head to the ceiling. Chin up. Go ahead and relax your jaw, but close your lips. And then bring it back to center. Take your shoulders up near your ears. Roll them around to the back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep your abs pulled in so you don't arch your back. And then roll your shoulders down your back and around to the bottom. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Roll them down and forward, rounding your back. And then roll them back up and place them back at neutral, relaxing. Move your head around, move your shoulders around, whatever feels good. We're going to take a couple of breaths right before we end. So on the right side, inhale up, lean left slightly, stretch. On your exhale, bring that arm right back down. Inhale starts on your left. Inhale up, exhale back down. Both arms, inhale up, lengthen through sit bones, torso, reach up, exhale down. And one last breath, inhale up, big breath. Hands come together overhead, exhale, bring them down to your chest as you flutter your eyes open gently, and namaste.